You can't have a proper evaluation without some testimonials. All right, so here's Stan, and then we've got John. John is a dealer.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
So, John, why don't we go to you first? John, please say hello and tell us a little bit more about you.
Hey everybody, my name is John Santos. I'm an independent car dealer for 7 years. Started in 2016. And I'll tell you something about transport because I started with the background of zero knowledge of pretty much how a dealership flows, and transport is a very key thing that is pretty much runs the whole thing from sales to profitability, time to market, etc. In the beginning, I would just transport every car, just drive them back from the auction. We're talking, I'm in Bakersfield, so that's Central Valley, California. Usually we go down to LA or Sacramento. We're talking hours of transport. And the key thing is liability. So if a tire blows, if the engine blows or something, I mean, there's always the unexpected, right? Brakes don't work, let's say that. I mean, you risk your life even just with that alone. And the time factor as well. Since, as an independent car dealer, we have multiple hats that we wear on a daily basis that we don't have the time to, focus on just transport, et cetera, et cetera. So from there, I went to other places to ship my cars, which would be like Ready Logistics, for example. And we're talking about time, that would take a long time to move one car, and the price as well is extremely pricey. So from there, I went to Central Dispatch, how everybody has mentioned. And the insurance verification, that was one thing that I've noticed that they did not really look into. So it's also the liability factor of it. Nothing's really verified in my opinion. And there's also a lot of miscommunication because not only do you have the broker, you have the driver. And sometimes, there's miscommunication between those two parties. So from there, Skye let me know about this project he was working on of OAV, and I gave it a shot, and it was really good. My first vehicle, I believe Eric gave the example. I had it listed on Central for a few days for a higher price. I typed it into OAV and it was about $200 cheaper. Someone picked it up within the day, which is a big thing. And I know Joe was talking about one thing for us is the time to market, especially now during these past couple months that we've seen. For here in California, we use Kelly Blue Book. Those price drops are insane. We're talking thousands most of the time, and that's a key thing for us to be able to put them on the market as fast as possible and be able to move them. And not just in this time, because during COVID, everything was selling like crazy. So if you're running out of inventory, what are you selling in order to capture that market? And apart from that, I read on the comments as well, having to send out over 90 1099s, which is what we're all going through at this moment.
January 31st.
Yeah. Some transporters don't want to cooperate. I've had that experience already. So yeah, and then it also gives us the ability to be able to know how much we're in the vehicle before we buy it. So like that, we can kind of get an idea and price it. And let's say I'm looking at a vehicle in the Midwest. Do I have the room to buy that vehicle and still find a better deal than in my local market? That's what helps me make that judgment. And that's just pretty much my take on it.
Thank you, John, for that feedback.